Hi, my name's Amelia, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my August wrap-up, which is not going to be very long because I read 3 books in August, so I'm actually also going to talk about plans for the future of this YouTube channel and things like that because I've been re-evaluating because I'm going to university in 3 weeks, so, you know, had to think about stuff. So I'm actually going to start with the books that I am currently reading first, which is kind of a weird way to do it, but I want to do it like that so that it feels like I'm telling you about more. So the first book that I'm currently reading is going to be sounding completely out of order, but that is The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. I'm finally getting around to finishing the Mistborn trilogy because my friend is coming over from Italy and I want to have finished it before she gets here because she was the one who recommended it to me. Yeah, so I'm going through that quite quickly. I'm about 70% of the way through. I've been reading it since last Friday. The goal is to finish by this Friday. This video will have gone up after I finished it, so you'll see. You'll see if you follow my Goodreads. You'll see if I managed it. But so far it's going great. And the other book that I'm currently reading, I'm going to grab very quickly. This one is We Hunt the Flame by Hafsa Faizal. I really hope I'm not butchering that. But yeah, I am enjoying it. I'm 133 pages of the way through. The only reason I haven't been reading it recently and why it's stayed like in my currently reading for so long is because I've been catching up on Mistborn, because of aforementioned deadline. But yeah, I should finish this pretty quickly. I'm planning to finish it within a day, so that's great. It shouldn't take me too long. This kind of writing, this kind of story, I tend to fly through YA quite fast, so I'm not super worried about that. The next book that I read was The Fall of Gondolin by J.R.R. Tolkien, edited by Christopher Tolkien. I appreciated this. I think I gave this one 4 stars. It's one of my highest rated Tolkien books that I have in my collection. I also got the hardcover because it was like just as cheap as the paperback on Book Depository, so you know. It didn't come in the best condition, as you can see, but I don't really get super fussy about that, so it wasn't really an issue for me. I also tabbed it because I have a Tolkien podcast. I shall link it down below, but I do have a Tolkien podcast, so it's good for me to have tabs so that I know what I'm going to talk about in the podcast. I did not read this one specifically for the podcast, should mention that. I found this to be quite entertaining and interesting. There was definitely some interesting bits in the preface. Reading through, I managed to finish it pretty easily. It wasn't really hard to get through as I was worried that it was gonna be. I enjoyed it. I felt like I knew more things about the characters, but there were also some things which I knew just from outside interacting with other people who were interested in Tolkien. And those things about Gondolin weren't in this book, and that's kind of my problem with these little anthology, I don't think that's the right word, but this has several versions of the tale in it. So I think it is an anthology, actually. Fall of Gondolin anthology. That's probably the worst way to describe it. My problem with these is that they don't include everything, and I feel like if I'm paying the extra money, it should include everything, especially since the histories of Middle-earth are around the same price. I had the same problem with Beren and Luthien, which is basically just the Lay of Luthien with extra little snippets from other things, from what I've read of it so far, and that meant that I had to also buy another copy of the Histories of Middle-earth to get the full story that I wanted, which is what I was hoping would be in Beren and Luthien, but it's fine, I don't mind. The final book was one that I read on my Kindle, and that is The Hero of Ages. No, it's not The Hero of Ages, it was The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. Oh, even I'm getting them mixed up. This one is the second in the Mistborn trilogy. It is so good. I gave it 5 stars. I loved it so much more than the first one. I felt like the pacing, all the pacing issues that I had with The Final Empire were completely resolved in The Well of Ascension. The story was great. You learned so much more things. I just immediately started reading the next one after I finished that one, which is the first time I've done that this year. So that's kind of how good it was. Yeah, I cannot recommend the Mistborn trilogy enough at this point. Like, the first book is a little bit off, but if you keep going, you're gonna, like, really get into it, because it's great, and I 100%. Please read Mistborn. It's great. It's amazing. Oh my gosh. That is it for the book portion of this video. Usually when I do a wrap up, I then go into shows and podcasts that I'm listening to. I haven't actually listened to that many podcasts this month. I've been trying to get into The Witch and the Medium, but I just don't think it's my thing. I've also been trying to listen to Rune Soup. I really like the person who's presenting it. Their voice is just really relaxing for me to listen to, but I just haven't been interested in podcasts this month, so I don't have any podcast recommendations for you. However, I have got really into Fire Emblem. Said friend that I mentioned earlier, who's coming over this week, and I'm really excited, got me into Fire Emblem after so many years of wanting to play Fire Emblem Awakening. I've basically had that game on my Amazon wishlist since it came out for my DS, and I never got it, and I just kind of left it there because it was so expensive that I just couldn't buy it for myself at the time. And now I have enough money that I can, but I'm not going to because, like, I'm going to university. I need to make wise monetary decisions. And yeah, $40, why did I immediately go to dollar? £40 video game is approximately like 2 weeks of lunch at uni, so I don't know. I don't think it's worth it, personally. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. I'm really into it. It's like a new favourite thing of mine. I'm watching the Path of Radiance. Yes, I'm watching the Path of Radiance playthrough, which is Fire Emblem 9, I'm pretty sure. I'm not entirely certain. I don't remember the numbers all that well, but you know, I make my best guesses. And I am watching the Path of Radiance playthrough by Big Clingy, and I will leave that up in the, I think it's that way, there. It should be there, ideally. Either one, you know. I will link that in the cards just because it's really great. I find it really soothing to listen to, and at the same time, while the battle scenes are going on, because I personally like find the story more interesting when it comes to watching a playthrough, and then the battles and the actual gameplay more interesting when it comes to me personally playing. So while that is happening, I'll usually have Fire Emblem Heroes open on my phone to play at the same time. My team is super overleveled at the moment just because I've been going through all the training missions, and I never realised I could get so addicted to a phone game, but that's what's happened. What else is happening this month? Oh, I tried watching Dark Crystal, didn't really enjoy it, gave up pretty quickly. I just thought the writing was really bad. Usually I don't try to come into this with negativity, but here we are being negative. I don't like being negative because I feel like, I mean, everyone enjoys a good bitch every now and then, but like, sometimes it gets a bit much. But yeah, I didn't really like the Dark Crystal, or whatever the full title is, I don't remember. I didn't bother, I quit halfway, or like 15 minutes into the first episode, and I was like, nope, this isn't for me. Yeah. Another thing that I've been watching is Queer Eye. I'm super late getting into Queer Eye, but now I'm into it, and I think it's the best thing in the world, and yeah, that's great. What else? I'm going to university in 3 weeks. That's definitely an interesting life change. Have to adapt to that. I'm not sure how I'm gonna get ready for that. I've also been thinking about my filming schedule and how I'm gonna keep posting videos to my YouTube. So this is where I'm gonna start. I should stop saying it's probably really bad. I'm going to start explaining that now. Just segue. There's no way to segue. I don't know how to edit, so just like imagine the screen is sliding across like that. So when it comes to university, my plan is to cut down the amount of videos I make, but not only am I going to cut down the amount of videos that I make, I am also going to change the tone of the videos that I post. You may have noticed that this video is me being a lot more relaxed than normal. I'm not filming in front of my bookshelves because that setup takes like an hour to get ready. Like, I'm not even kidding. I have to stack this tripod that my camera, or my phone, is currently on top of another tripod which is meant for a DSLR, which I can't use the DSLR because it won't focus on my face properly, and it's just, in the end, I end up having to use my phone. It's not great quality, I know, I feel bad about it, I'm sorry, I can't really do anything about it at the moment because I'm a uni student and I'm broke. Yeah, that was a bit of a tangent. As I was saying, the tone of these videos is going to be me on my bed talking now, just because I feel like that's better for me personally. I also haven't got dressed up. You may notice I'm sitting here in this hoodie I got in the Lake District 2 years ago, which is really comfy and really warm and nice, because the weather has not been great. I have also only done my lipstick. The reason I do my lipstick is because I get insecure about my lips looking thin when I talk, and this lipstick specifically seems to change that. So yeah, this is really a low effort but still trying to look good look that I'm having here. But yeah, that is going to be consistent with the quality of this kind of video as we go on, especially when I'm doing like pretty much any kind of video that isn't a vlog. You're gonna have me here on my bed, or when I'm in uni, wherever I end up filming when I'm in uni, because I don't really have the energy to do anything else. I am a person who is chronically ill, so I get the spoonie label, which means sometimes I don't have the spoons to do like the whole recording thing. Sometimes I'm just too exhausted and I can't, and yeah. And I'm thinking that university is probably going to exacerbate that, partially because I'm in catered halls and I can't change my diet to match my dietary requirements, so I'm probably going to be sick a lot more than I normally am. It's not a life-threatening issue and it's not bad enough that I need to tell them about it, but it is something where it's like I will be mildly uncomfortable for several hours of the day, and that tends to sap your energy in ways which you wouldn't expect. Also going to be having a uni workload, which is definitely going to be interesting. What else? What other things are happening? Oh yeah, also I've been referred to a psychiatrist. I try to not bitch about my mental health too much, but my mental health has been really bad. I don't seem depressed because I don't have depression. I have probably OCD, which is great and enjoyable. But it tends to be, one thing that I've noticed is I feel a lot better when I film, so that is great. I usually don't want to film up until the moment that I'm filming, and then I feel way, way better. So I'm gonna try and keep filming just for the sake of like keeping my mind off the mess that is inside it, trying not to get sucked into that. So I don't think I'm going to be quitting posting videos, so don't think you should have to worry about that. Obviously, I will update if anything changes. I'm sorry this is probably getting really boring. I know that not many of you watch my videos these days. My watch times have gone way down, which I'm less upset about than I thought I would be, personally. Like, I thought that would ruin me as a person, but like, I feel surprisingly fine. Yeah, I think this is because I'm mostly just aware that I'm talking into the void, and it's like I only ever intended to be kind of talking into the void with this channel, this project, if you want to be professional about it. But yeah, I'm gonna be probably at wrap-ups I might add in a little here's how the mental stuff is going, just because I feel like something that's really helped me is knowing that other people can recover, and I 100% intend to recover. So I want to kind of have some sort of documentation of that without doing like a like kind of cringy OCD recovery vlog, which is just, I mean, I have nothing against those kind of vlogs. I just feel like I feel weird talking about it in that format. Oh, 420. That's how long this clip is. You may not be aware, but I actually don't cut the clips that I have into sections. I film everything in one clip and then I trim it. Oh no, I film everything in multiple clips and then I trim it. So we're at 420, or we were like 16 seconds ago. I think that's it. So that is it for this video. I'm also cutting my outro. I didn't mention that before, but that's a decision that I made. I just remembered because I don't enjoy editing the outro into the video, and it's YouTube stock music, and I just feel like it makes me feel a bit like a visual like this. This is how I feel when I have to add it to my video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed me ranting about uni workloads and mental health and trying to keep things up and just being all around a very lazy human being. Yeah, subscribe if you want more. I will see you all next time, hopefully, and this is it for this video. I'm gonna just goodbye. Oop, can't find the camera. There we go.